Fall is just around the corner, and home is the center of it all. At Ashley, seasonal decorating's a breeze with their range of designs and materials. Snuggle up on a family-friendly sectional or an ultra-modern sofa. Or gather outside and enjoy the crisp, cool air with a new fire pit or conversation set. From minor refreshes to total overhauls, Ashley has the essentials to make your home fall functional and fabulous. Shop in-store or visit ashley.com today.
The venue's set. Families coming in from all over. It's our quinceañera. With all the excitement, it may be easy to overlook COVID-19. It's still a risk, and that's why it's muy importante to get this season's COVID-19 shot ahead of time. It helps protect against COVID-19, which can cause severe illness and hospitalization. So let's set the date, vaccinate, and celebrate. Check eligibility and schedule this season's COVID-19 shot on the CDC site vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Touch.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
Who the hell are you? I'd rather go down to the barber shop and ask a guy about ready to get his hair cut what the urgency's like.
Lord knows we need family now more than ever.
Jeff Lutz.
I just don't want to indulge you and I'm the greatest thing in the world every time we're on the show. I'm not going to do that.
You're unbelievable. Judas.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
It's showtime, baby. You go wacko, bananas, nuts, crazy, unbelievable.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Hello, everybody. It is a Tuesday edition of the Bob and Jeff Show. KFH Radio, Bob Lutz and Jeff Lutz co-hosting. Not Max Bauer. Andrew Fry back in the studio producing and engineering, along with Tony Dusing, our program director. We are off and running on what is going to be a pretty hectic Tuesday on the show, as we have a pretty good slew of guests.
Why so many?
My friends, the veteran Scribes. Harold Bechard, Kevin Haskin, returning triumphantly to this show.
What for?
At 2:25. Do you just break in with
Well, they haven't been in the industry for 30 years, so what are we talking to them about?
We talk to them. I like talking to my cohorts, the guys I came up in the business with, as we.
So
like
there's
to
no
say.
occasion for this. We're just
Not really. We're just going to talk to them.
Okay.
And I can talk to them. You don't need to even participate.
Cool.
You can go walk my dog if you'd like to, if that works. Where did my dog go?
Probably upstairs.
It's kind of snuck away. So we got that coming up. Denise Neil with us at 2:45. We'll talk restaurants and food. A game in hour number 2, and then, boy, I was kind of shocked by the news earlier today. Cape and Mount Carmel has named Mike Pelfrey as its new baseball coach. That news just came out a couple hours ago, and we'll visit with Mike Pelfrey, the new head baseball coach at Cape and Mount Carmel. Did that catch you off guard?
I'm just hearing about it right now.
Well, you're a newsman.
Had not heard that.
How come the newsmen don't know it?
I hadn't heard.
Had the word gotten to KWCH?
Not that I know of. I'm sure maybe
breaking news.
I'm sure maybe our sports guys might have had it, but I had not heard it.
Well, there you go. Hopefully they'll get on that over there.
It's a big deal. That's quite the coaching roster they're building.
Who's the softball coach? Former USA softball player.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember her name.
They've got Steve Eck as their boys basketball coach. Of course, our friend Weston Sharts, football coach. They got kind of a who's who.
Yeah, they're pulling out all the stops for their athletic program, and yeah, I'm surprised to hear that. Cape and going after and getting Mike Pelfrey.
Yeah.
Is it Lauren Smith? Lauren something?
I don't know. It's a recognizable.
Kelsey Stewart.
There you go.
I was close.
Kelsey Stewart. Lauren Smith.
Yeah, I was close.
Kelsey Stewart, of course, a All-American softball player at the University of Florida, if my memory serves me correctly. She is now the softball coach at Capon. And they're dropping to 4A. This is a newsy week for the Crusaders.
Interesting over there.
I don't know do they like dropping to 4A? I don't think I would.
I doubt it. I don't know why they would. Why would they like that? There's no reason to like that.
Aren't they kind of in charge of making sure their enrollment stays at a level where they don't do that?
I'm not sure.
Did somebody drop the ball?
Maybe.
I'm asking the legitimate questions here that I would advise you at KWCH to ask. You know, I don't know, man. This is how it used to be, and this is what the veteran scribes will tell you about.
Well, no one's going to read that, are they? I mean, maybe.
Nobody's going to read it.
I don't know, are
It's been
they?
the talk of the world.
It has?
Capon dropping from 5A to 4A. Very
Talk of the
interesting.
world?
I've gotten 3 texts about it.
From?
You don't need to know who
Chris
from.
Davis.
That's not important.
Chris
But
Davis
it's
is one.
interesting. And you don't think it's interesting?
It's relatively interesting. But at the end of the day, they're just dropping a classification.
So the question I would ask, and again, this stirs my reporting blood, is I'd ask Capon, how'd this happen?
Maybe they wanted it to happen.
Then tell me that. But you certainly got to ask, how does Capon, a private school, if it doesn't want to, drop from 5A to 4A? Because I would much rather be in 5A, frankly.
Well, didn't you
Which is
say
where Capon has been for how many years? They've never been lower than 5A.
they got to deal with Bishop Miege
They've never
now?
been 6A. So back in the day, they were 3A, but that was when there were 5 classes, and it was a different time. That was 50 years ago almost. So I'm curious to know. Maybe somebody will ask that question.
Well, we could always get their principal or their whatever they call the headmaster or their.
All right, we've got a correction here, apparently. Steve, you're on.
Hey, Bob. Thanks
Welcome
for
to
taking
the show.
my call. Hey, thank you. Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
I just wanted to. The Stewart girl was at Capon for 1 year. Last year, they had a new coach. I don't know his last name. His name's Mickey, and I think he got coach of
Mickey
the year
Sibley.
last year in the city league. Yes, that's
What
it.
happened to Kelsey?
I'm not real sure. I don't know what happened, but anyway, she was replaced
Well, thank you.
by Mickey.
Yeah,
more
I don't know
question.
Mickey Sibley. Go ahead.
Oh, he's a great guy. I've got one question. I need to send Bob you a picture of something related to the Eagle from the 50s that I think you'd be interested in. And I told Jeff about this a couple years ago about the Eagle sponsoring the old wooden face pitching contest. And I've got some stuff I'd like to send to you, but I don't know your email.
Send it to league42wichita@gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Okay? All right. Thank you for the
I'll do
call. So, another correction as we botched the softball coach at Cape.
What do you mean another correction?
Well, you get corrected on this show quite often.
Well, she was there for a year. That's not
And
necessarily.
I thought she still was. But what we need is accuracy, or
Well,
we
Mickey
lose.
Sibley is the coach, or
Mickey
Sibley.
I think it's Sibley.
You know him?
I've heard of him. I don't know him, never met him, but I've heard his name pronounced, and I'm almost positive it's Sibley.
Well, he was coach of the year last year in the City League, apparently.
Good
so
for him.
let's give him his just desserts.
We apologize. Well, Jeff apologizes, Mickey, for
No, you asked me who their coach was. That was
Exactly.
the softball Team USA representative, and I told you. I
Yeah.
gave you that information.
I guess you get partial credit. So there. So it's not National Daughters Day today.
That was yesterday.
Did you say anything about your daughter?
Yeah, I told her Happy Daughter's Day.
Did you post anything on?
No,
Isn't that what you're supposed to do now?
I don't know.
Isn't it almost a necessity?
I kind of am over all that. The obligation to post things.
I don't feel like it's an obligation. I feel like it's an opportunity to make your thoughts and feelings known publicly, like I just did. Thinking today was National Daughters Day, I had a comment about what if you'd been a daughter.
No, that wouldn't have gone well.
Well, I think you would have been just a beautiful daughter. So
Was I not a beautiful son?
A couple of the X's should have been where the O's or the Y's were, and then things
Do
might.
you even know how that works?
I've read about it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I've read about it, but it's been many, many years ago.
How many pairs of chromosomes
13,
are
aren't there?
23.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I had the 3 right.
You did.
I thought there were 13.
No, there's 23.
I'm pretty sure you only have 13.
Well, maybe.
So there's
That would make me like a banana or
that
something.
could be an explanation. But anyway, happy Daughter's Day to all the daughters, even though I'm a day late.
Yeah, you've been a day late on those things before. Like, I don't know. Do you get that information a day late somehow, or?
I just peruse, and if I see something that interests me, I go with it.
Well, check the timestamp on those.
I just like being on my own
If
timetable.
it says 21 hours or yesterday, or
I don't mind being on my own timetable. If I'm a day late for National Daughters Day, good.
well, it's still wrong. Do you like being wrong?
I don't mind it on that stuff.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. It's all good.
Glad to hear it.
You are just it's amazing to me that, man, grab it.
Grab what?
Go for it.
You haven't given me nothing to go for.
Here's how the picks went last week. Now that we have the Monday night game, well, there's one of 2 Monday night games. Philadelphia, as all of us except Jeff believed, covered handily. And
I was the only one?
That's an 8-pointer for yours truly, Duda and Max. So here we are after week 4. I'm 17-15 for 83 points. I've jumped into the lead.
Good.
Jeff 16-16 after a 2-6 week, 77 points. Max is third at 17-15, 73 points, and Jason Duda even getting that game right, 13-19 for 53 points. He now trails by 30 points after only 4 weeks of picks.
It's not doing good, and we heard KU Pat yesterday mention he's given away 23 confidence points, so that makes pretty much the ultimate difference for Jason Duda, just by picking against KU.
Duda has had no better than he's had 3 3-5 weeks and 1 4-4 week. So not real good.
I mean, that's pretty realistic, though. All of us kind of hovering around 500. That's pretty much what Vegas would want. You break even, and you're doing a good job.
For confidence, though, you better do well. I got right the 8, 7, 6, and 5-point games. You do that, you're going to win.
I'll believe it when Max says it.
I don't care what you'll believe.
I got 7 and 6, so it wasn't a total wash.
Yeah, that's why you got 13 points.
I understand.
Duda only had 3 points before getting the Philadelphia game right last night. So a pretty weak week for Jason Duda.
It was hard. Those were hard picks this week. I didn't know what to do.
I find them hard.
Well, then why did you only go 500 or whatever?
I went 5-3, but I got all my. I thought the games I had confidence in. I
didn't have confidence in any of them.
I had picked the Eagles for 8, the Chiefs for 7, Kansas for 6, and Florida State for 5. And they all came home for me.
Well done.
It is well done. Meanwhile, my fantasy team is just awful.
In disarray.
It is. It's terrible, and there's not a whole lot I can do, although I went in today and made more claims. But nothing can fix this disaster.
You want to do like a dispersal draft? Just drop your team
I don't want
let
to do
us
that.
kind of pick from it?
No, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to give up, but I don't have any good players. And now I have 4 players that I've claimed. And how many will I get?
Probably 1 at the most.
You're
definitely not getting Devin A. Chain back.
Well, who'll trade him to me?
Won't be me. Whoever.
Why not?
Oh, I guess.
Why wouldn't you pick him to trade him back to me?
Because
help me out.
I'm not in the right waiver order either. Number 1 is Chris Costner, so he'll have Devin A. Chain if he has.
Why wouldn't he trade him?
If
back
he has
to
a
me?
brain, then he'll have Devin A. Chain, and who knows what kind of
Well,
transaction.
why didn't I keep Devin A. Chain?
I don't know.
But tell me why.
I don't know.
Because
you
he
have
hadn't
no
done
patience.
anything.
But you have no patience. That was a guy who was going to be a backup running back. He's a rookie. He's well thought of. A team with a dynamic offense, and you gave up on him.
I don't know why I did that.
And he only had about 7 million yards last
That's
week.
not something I normally do. That's not a mistake I normally would make.
And you picked up a guy who's basically an also-ran, the guy from Detroit.
Yeah, he's terrible. Now I'm dropping him. I
Craig
pride
Reynolds or
myself on being decent, but as I said yesterday, there's been a few things working against me. Austin Eckler's injury, the fact that Garrett Wilson is not a factor because there's no quarterback to get him the ball, and the fact that Trevor Lawrence hasn't been very good at all yet.
Yeah, I hate that because I thought he was
So
taking
what am
a
I
step.
going to do?
Well, you had a bad team.
I do have a bad team.
Sometimes that happens.
It hadn't happened to me. I've never had a bad team. I've had teams not make the playoffs. I've had teams that were a struggle, but I've never had a bad team.
Well, this is going to be...
And this was a bad team, and there's no fixing it.
There is no fixing it.
I do believe I will go winless.
Yeah, you never know.
No, I do. I actually...
Eckler will come back and have a game, and it'll coincide with Trevor Lawrence playing well, and you'll eke out a win against one of the losers, one of our nobodies in the league.
Did you win this week?
Of course.
Well, you haven't had any good years in our league.
We've done fine. We get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
usually we are beset by injuries.
No win.
And we're having to scramble late. And
how's your KWCH team doing?
I scored about 7,000 points over the weekend.
Are you in first place?
I'm in first place in points by a lot.
I don't care about that.
By a lot, but I'm 1 and 2 because I've also given up the most points.
Well, I don't care about who has the most points. I like the wins and losses.
But do you know my team? I mean, this is just
I don't care about your team.
an insane.
No one listening cares.
Okay, but have you ever heard of a team whose receivers are Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, and DeAndre Hopkins?
Well, how many players were in this?
8, but they just let me have those guys.
Well, that's because your running backs are terrible. Who's your quarterback?
No, my running backs aren't terrible.
Who's your quarterback?
I have Brock Purdy and Geno Smith. My running backs are Derrick Henry, James Conner, Raheem Mostert, Alvin Kamara, Austin Eckler, and Nick Chubb.
Well, who's drafting in this league? Something's wrong with the league. They do something different. What is it? You don't have to pick tight ends. You don't have to pick defense.
It's a super flex league.
Right. So what is that?
So you can play 2 quarterbacks. Or you can play any offensive position at Superflex. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. You can put anybody there.
Well, that's why you got all these players.
Because everybody wanted to take quarterbacks early, and I kind of waited. But now I have Purdy.
Well, you're 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I've scored the most points by far.
Yeah, we'll see if that turns itself around.
You heard the team that I have. I'm not going to lose much.
Your record.
Not going to lose a whole lot.
I also heard your record. And that's where I go.
Okay.
We'll see if you win this week.
We will. I'm sure I will.
Maybe.
It's going fine.
The Eagles, as I predicted, turned it on a little bit against Tampa Bay last night. Their defense was really good, and their defense is going to be really good.
Got a lot of pieces.
Was it you who made the point that they'd given up something? I mean,
no, it was me making the point that Tampa's defense is just great, and they didn't show
27th in the league. Meanwhile, the Bengals win, but Joe Burrow did not look healthy, and it's going to take him some time. So it's completely up in the air as to what's going to happen. The Chiefs have about 6 bye weeks in a row. They have the worst teams that they're playing. We'll reconvene with the Chiefs sometime
yeah, but
in
that
early
Jets
November
game was
when
supposed
they
to
have
be
Miami.
huge. Jets game was supposed to be huge. There's others on the schedule, not necessarily coming up, but they have a tough part of the schedule. We talked with what's his name? I have the worst memory in the history of the world.
Just awful.
Who do we have on yesterday?
I'm going to make you
Kansas
think.
City star Blair Kirchhoff. We
that's
talked
just,
with him about it.
One of the guys that has done incredible work in a long, distinguished career.
And I love him.
And I got this clown down in Wichita. Well, we had that guy from the Kansas City Star. I mean, it's just.
I have a terrible.
It's embarrassing.
It is. It's frightening, is what it is, that my memory has gone, and gotten to this point.
So they have the Jets, Vikings, Broncos, Chargers, Broncos, and then finally on November 5th they play the Dolphins in Germany. Then they have the Eagles. So yeah, they've got two really tough games left. They've got the Bills coming up in December. And the Bengals on New Year's Eve. I presume the Bengals will be a better version of themselves by then. I presume that. I don't know that.
Well, if Joe Burrow doesn't, I mean, that's an injury that lingers, that calf strain. That's not something
that's why I said I presume. I don't know. So really not a whole lot there. They're destined to go at least 14-3. I don't see them losing more than 2 the rest of the way.
Well, you never know. Eagles, Bengals, Bills, Dolphins.
I think they split those games.
Maybe. I'm not gonna.
I think they'll lose a couple of them,
or they might win them all.
I don't think they.
Maybe
will.
they'll lose to the Chargers. We just don't know.
I got a good idea.
The NFL is.
I got a good idea of what'll happen.
NFL is fairly unpredictable,
except for me, who leads the pick. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will talk old school. Is it really old school? I've only been out of this business 6 years. Kevin Haskin's been out only 4 years. Harold Bechard still does a little journalism work.
He does?
We were guys that we were here during the golden era of Kansas sports journalism.
Think so?
We think we all made our contribution to it. Kevin Haskin, Harold Bechard. Kevin, formerly of the Topeka Capital Journal. Harold, formerly of the Salina Journal. They will join us next.
Introducing Carvana Value Tracker, where you can track your car's value over time and learn what's driving it. It might make you excited.
Whoa, didn't know my car was valued this high.
It might make you nervous.
Uh-oh, market's flooded. My car's value just dipped 2.3%.
It might make you optimistic.
Our low mileage is paying off. Our value's up.
And it might make you realistic.
Car prices haven't gone up in a couple weeks. Maybe it's time to sell.
But it will definitely make you an expert on your car's value. Carvana Value Tracker. Visit Carvana.com to start tracking your car's value today.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What's on Tap is brought to you by Twin Peaks. East at 21st and Rock, west at Ridge and Taft. Listen up, Wichita. Dropkick Murphys with the Interrupters and Jesse Ahern coming live to the Wave. Don't miss it. Wednesday, October 4th. Tickets are on sale now at WaveICT.com. Grab yours today. Performing live, Dropkick Murphys with the Interrupters and Jesse Ahern. Wednesday, October 4th. Tickets are on sale now at WaveICT.com. Grab yours today. You don't want to miss it. That's October 4th at the Wave. Tickets at WaveICT.com. Be there.
Every morning, there's a difficult decision to make. Which Spangles breakfast bowl are you going to pick? There's the sausage bowl or the bacon bowl, both with country-style gravy, or the Fiesta bowl with salsa, cheese, and jalapenos, or the pancake bowl with sausage. Pick up a breakfast bowl when you're on the go. Spangles, where breakfast just tastes better.
Spangles tastiness in 4 different varieties. Forget cold cereal and start your day hot and fresh with a Spangles breakfast bowl.
Spangles, it just tastes better. It's that time again. Fall. Leaves changing colors, sweaters, and the Spangles Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide.
We start with a whole slice of real pumpkin pie. Layer it with our creamy vanilla soft serve and top it off with Ghirardelli sea salt caramel.
So come in and try the Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide and make it your new out-of-the-ordinary pumpkin treat. Because just like fall, it's only here for a limited time.
Spangles Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide. It just tastes better.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Lutz, L-U-T-Z, and kick off the NFL season. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Save the date. Friday, September 29th from 5 until 8 o'clock. It's the 12th annual Rally at the Region Car Show. Dash plaques for the first 100 registered cars. Trophies will be awarded. There'll be free hamburgers and hot dogs for everyone and live music from Wichita's own The House Band. The 12th annual Rally at the Region Car Show near 21st and Webb at 2050 North Webb Road. Friday, September 29th from 5 till 8 p.m. Join us for the fun and check out all the great cars. The Rally at the Region Car Show. We'll see you there.
What are you doing? I'm in training. It's almost football season. Set. Okay, first off, your form is all wrong. Second, you don't need to practice opening and closing your grill to get ready for football. Grilling calls for Gates.
Dude, you're talking to a pro here. I'd never forget my Gates barbecue sauce and seasonings.
Pick up a few bottles of Gates & Sons barbecue sauce and seasonings at your local supermarket or club. If you don't see it, ask for it.
It's game time in Hornet Nation. The Emporia State Hornets are back in action and better than ever. We're building the noise, building the nest, building champions, and we want you to be a part of the excitement. Come cheer on our nationally ranked football and soccer teams, a new era of Hornet volleyball, and more. Get your season tickets live at the Hive VIP experience passes and all sport passes today at esuhornets.com.
Hey everyone, this is Richard Deitch, and I host the sports media, the Richard Deitch Podcast. What can you expect from this podcast? Well, each week I'll have interviews and in-depth conversations with the people who bring you the sports you love, as well as roundtables with sports media reporters about television, digital, audio, radio, print, and other forms of media. If you are interested in sports broadcasting and how you watch, listen, and read about the games you love, listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Introducing IHOP's new warm and flaky buttermilk biscuits. Whether you're in the mood for a fresh strawberries and cream biscuit or can't resist a buttermilk breakfast biscuit with a side for just $7. Available all day long. Only from IHOP. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary.
Brought to you by IHOP, where guests can enjoy 4 new sweet and savory biscuit options.
When watching the game, turn down the TV audio and turn on Mitch Holtis with the Chiefs Radio Network on 98.7 and 1330 KNSS.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
All right, welcome back. It's Badfinger Week here on the show. That's Lonely You. Should have been Taylor Swift Week, given all the goings on. Joined on
Next
the hotline
week
by our friends Kevin Haskin, formerly of the Topeka Capital Journal, Harold Bechard, formerly of the Salina Journal. We call them the veteran Scribes. We haven't had this segment in a while. You guys still got it?
I think so.
Apparently not. Apparently. So
we got to get
Kevin just had a birthday. Yeah, we got to get Kevin going. We got to get him amped up. He just had a birthday. He's not feeling well today. So, Earl, you got the Orioles. That ought to give you a charge. You got to be thrilled with your Baltimore Orioles.
I am absolutely thrilled, and I did put a bet on to win the World Series before the season began, so rooting for that one to come through. But, yeah, it's a nice young team. I appreciate what they're doing, and if they could keep the owner out of the way, they'd really be a good franchise.
And then I gotta, in fairness, I gotta ask Harold about his team and my team, the moribund St. Louis Cardinals. What do you see any hope?
I tell you what, Bob, I kind of tuned out of baseball about mid-August. Unfortunately,
I know you did.
I wouldn't say I'm a front runner, but I'm kind of a front runner
I
this
would.
year.
Yeah, I don't have anybody to commiserate with because you've washed your hands of this situation.
If we lose 90 games, it'll be the first time in 33 years that'll happen. So that's something to shoot for.
It's not good. So what are you guys up to these days? We haven't spoken with you in a long time, Harold. I know you're still out supporting KU volleyball. Kevin, what's going on with you and yeah, both of you?
Well, believe it or not, I'm still gainfully employed, so I'm still working for Advisors Excel in Topeka, Kansas. I am their books program director. So I'm actually making a living producing books, if you can believe that. So
and for someone who never read one, that's impressive.
I know, isn't it?
Please don't step on me, Harold. I got a lot of things. What about you, Harold? What's keeping you busy?
Well, I do a little magazine work. Did an interview with Brent Venables a couple months ago for a magazine here, an area magazine here, which was a lot of fun. Went down to Norman and did a Q&A with him, and since he's a Salina boy, and it was nice to kind of reconnect with that. So I kind of stay in writing a little bit, but not much anymore.
Talking with Kevin Haskin and Harold Bechard. We call them the veteran Scribes, of which I'm a proud member. So we did this for a long time in the state of Kansas, and we certainly covered successful teams. But now you've got the Chiefs winning Super Bowls. You got KU playing for national championships in basketball. You've got KU improving fortunes in football. K-State a win away from a Final Four in basketball last year. Still a very good football program. You've got Wichita State making waves down here. We never had an embarrassment of riches like this to cover. Could we have done it? I'll start with you, Kevin.
I think we could have done it, yeah. But man, it's crazy how good some of these teams are now, and the stories that are available to you. And I can remember many a Monday, everybody gathering in the office and commiserating over losses by the Jayhawks and Wildcats and Chiefs during football season. So, yeah, it's at a point now where you almost expect all three of them to win or at least be competitive in games. And the turnaround at KU has been fascinating to watch. They've got some real playmakers, I think, on both sides of the ball.
And now, Harold, the essence of the coverage, rather than appearing in a daily newspaper, appears online. It appears on social media, which really carries a lot of the water in terms of how a team is covered. They're practically covered within their own athletic departments by social media teams. It's such a different world, and it changed so dramatically so quickly. Our world of daily newspapers and beat writers and columnists just faded away. Do you miss that? Is that something to be sorry about?
Well, as we say, the good old days, but it is something to be sorry about. I actually just saw some data online, of course, about your old newspaper, about the number of subscribers, print subscribers that the Eagle has now, which is around 20 to 21,000 subscribers, which was what is that, about a fifth of what it used to be? And
well, our Sunday used to be in the neighborhood of 180,000 back in the day.
Yeah, it was about 12% of what we used to be. But the Journal here in Salina has around 5,000, which used to be what, small town papers like the Norton Telegram or the Abilene Reflector Chronicle used to have. But yeah, it's a different world, and it's tough to. You have a lot of these successful teams, but you have to go online to find coverage. That's for sure.
Talking with Kevin Haskin, a longtime journalist in the state of Kansas, most notably with the Topeka Capital Journal, and Harold Bechard, another veteran scribe who did the bulk of his work in Salina with the Salina Journal. Jeff?
Kevin, I was just going to ask you because, Harold talked about doing freelance stuff. Are you doing anything like that? Is that an itch that you need to scratch occasionally? Are you getting your necessary amount of writing in that you feel like you have to do?
I'm doing all the writing I need to do in my real job, so I am not.
Okay, I didn't know if that involved. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not. And to Harold's point about the demise of newspapers, I miss it too, as someone who grew up with the Eagle and Beacon, and actually through them. Yeah, it's sad that you don't see it anymore, but that's the way things have gone. So, and I think the deadline here for the Capital Journal is like noon or something like that. It might be earlier now. I don't know. And I think there might be fewer than 20 people who actually work there anymore. And I can remember in the heyday we had over 500 in that building. They weren't all with the newspaper, but a bunch of them were. So yeah, it's rough on me. I still get a newspaper when I'm elsewhere sometimes and kind of thumb through it and just shake my head a little bit.
Kevin Haskin, of course, grew up right here in Wichita, went to North High School. Harold from the metropolis of Grinnell. Jeff, where is Grinnell?
It's over there by Wheatland.
Kid doesn't know anything about his geography.
Not really. Wheatland got to be north of here somewhere.
Grinnell's up in the Hayes area.
Okay, well that's north of here.
So go ahead.
No, it's in Gough County, about 80 miles west of Hayes. So it's
somewhere
way out
there.
Yeah, somewhere.
Ooh.
Nobody's ever driven purposely to Grinnell, except
you drive by. You drive by it a lot.
So this question is for both of you as well. Harold, you were a columnist at times in your journalism career. Kevin certainly was at the Topeka Capital Journal. I was at the Wichita Eagle. There is no sports commentary that I am aware of anymore. Is that a hole in the journalistic world or not? Feels like it is to me.
Yeah, definitely. That was one thing that when I was a kid, or it wasn't even even when I was working at the Journal, I loved picking up the local newspapers, whether it was Wichita or Topeka as well, and reading what you had to say, or what Bob Henson had to say, or Pete Gehring, or Kevin Haskin. I mean, that's commentary's always been something that I've really enjoyed doing and reading about, whether you agree or not. It's I think it's something that drew in readers for sure.
And I know I want to get your viewpoints on the situation with the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. There's a chance that back in the day we would have been at that Chiefs game and looking for something to write about. How big of a deal is that? If you follow social media, it's the biggest thing in America right now that involves sports. How would we have treated it? Kevin?
Well, I think we'd have written about it, especially from Sunday's game, because there wasn't a whole lot to write about from the game itself. It was such a blowout. So we'd have at least mentioned it and probably tried to throw in a couple of funny lines about Taylor Swift being up there with Kelsey's mother. But I know a group of us were watching the game, we came up with a few of those lines that might have been usable. Some of them wouldn't have been. But it was, and now today, but to your point, today it's just a firestorm that she was there. And, I guess rightfully so, as popular as she is. But, that seems to be the only thing that was coming out of that game in terms of any kind of media.
Now it's taken on a political bent, and it's crazy how things evolve in American society right now. And we're fortunate we had our good run in newspapers when they were viable, and they can never take that away from us. Harold, it's always good to talk with you. Same with you, Kevin. I always want to call you Earl because that's your nickname. That's what we all call you. It's really good to talk with you.
Thank you.
You guys too.
And we got to do that get together in Salina one of these days, okay?
Absolutely.
Harold, you in?
I guess I'll be the host. Yes.
I thought you nodded off there for a minute. Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
All right, there you go. A couple of my good friends, Harold Bechard and Kevin Haskin. We'll take a break, come back with another of our good friends.
Sure.
Denise Neil from the Wichita Eagle as we talk food and restaurants next.
and 1240 KFH.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks is always adding exciting cocktails to the menu, like the expertly balanced Sincoro Hall of Fame Margarita. Try it at your local lodge today.
Thinking about a bathroom remodel? You should consider the Onyx Collection from Superior Plumbing. Whether it's a standard or a custom shower design, the team at Superior Plumbing can assist you in creating the perfect new bathroom. Oh, and the Onyx Collection is guaranteed forever and made right here in Kansas. Visit the Superior Plumbing showroom at 6837 East Harry today.
Superior Plumbing will come a-running, 'cause we care, treat you fair and square, and our name says it all, Superior.
With over 45 years in business, Thrasher Foundation Repair makes stressful home repairs super easy with precise repair and genuine care. From basement waterproofing to foundation repair, concrete restoration, and crawl space repair, you can count on Thrasher to handle it with ease and expertise. Schedule a free estimate today at gothrasher.com.
Precise repair, genuine care, Thrasher.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Fall is just around the corner, and home is the center of it all. At Ashley, seasonal decorating's a breeze with their range of designs and materials. Snuggle up on a family-friendly sectional or an ultra-modern sofa. Or gather outside and enjoy the crisp, cool air with a new fire pit or conversation set. From minor refreshes to total overhauls, Ashley has the essentials to make your home fall functional and fabulous. Shop in-store or visit ashley.com today.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Navien tankless water heaters, the proven leader in condensing technology. Request a Navien because you deserve the best in endless hot water delivery. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate. The best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year. Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer. Is this for real?
Apparently. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Hey, I love your outfit.
It's Stitch Fix. I'd like to thank my stylist for making me look amazing. She sends looks that work for me and my budget. She gets my fit just right. She turns me on to styles I never would have found on my own. Because of her, because of Stitch Fix, I have time to take care of everything else. They just make everything so easy. So thank you, Stitch Fix. My stylist just gets me, and they'll get you too. Stitch Fix. Take your style quiz today at stitchfix.com.
A sunny and hot afternoon in store with a high of 93.
Weather brought to you by Ashley. From minor refreshes to total overhauls, Ashley has the essentials to make your home fall functional and fabulous. Shop in store or visit ashley.com today.
Maggie and Perloff are blunt and to the point.
Mike McCarthy Googled inspirational theme notes or something. He sounds like he didn't believe a word of what he was saying. He didn't even sound like he knew what he was talking about. I'm starting to think he's a total fraud.
Starting to think that's your Cowboys pick. Sees everything.
So, I think themes are a good thing, I'll tell you right now, Robin Williams and Dead Poet Society, the exact opposite of Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys head coach.
Very opposite.
Maggie and Perloff, weekdays at 4 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
There is no real perfection. There'll be no perfect day.
All right, welcome back. I'm getting a little, as much as I like Badfinger, I'm getting a little bit of an education. I've not heard that song, and I like it. Perfection from Badfinger. Musical theme of the week.
They got a good sound.
Denise Neil joins us on the IHOP hotline. Hello, Denise.
IHOP hotline. Cool.
Yeah, they've got 4 new sweet and savory biscuit options at IHOP. Tell us about it.
Do they now? Well, I don't know. You're telling me. I didn't know about that.
Oh, I thought you
That's
covered
new
restaurants.
info for me. Well, I do.
I'm giving you a hard time, as I've been known to do.
Don't make me insult your sponsor right here on the air.
No way. You can't insult
No.
IHOP. I want to ask you something. I had lunch yesterday at Il Vicino for the first time in quite some time. And that's a place we used to go quite frequently.
I know, we did.
I just want to say they still got it over there.
Yeah, I know. They do. Did you go to
spot
College
for
Hill
lunch.
did you go to College Hill or did you go to
Yeah, we went to College Hill.
Okay, good. Yeah, I know. That has remained one of my favorites as well. My family's favorite. Like, that's one of the few places we can all agree on. We still go there quite a bit.
I got a text yesterday about the Redbird Sandwich Company opening pretty soon on East Central.
you?
What can you tell us about that?
Well, who texted you?
My stepdad.
How awesome. Well, he obviously is reading my stories because I wrote about that yesterday. It's
You did?
Cool, yeah, I did. That's why he's texting you. It's a cool
Might be. I don't know.
concept. Oh, it definitely is because I posted it yesterday. But anyway, it's a cool concept by a well-known local guy who grew up here named Sebastian Gordon. He's worked in a lot of other restaurants in town, but this is his first thing on his own. And it's going to specialize in, like, cool sandwiches, like not just your typical sandwiches, but, like, amped up sandwiches and soups and salads. And he named it Redbird because his mother, who was killed in an accident several years ago, that was her favorite bird. And she always said that if you saw a male red cardinal, that it portended a lucky day. So he named it as an ode to her. But then your dad might understand some people are confused and think that it's a reincarnation of Dr. Redbird. Did you ever get to go there, Bob?
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
I know, but people loved Dr. Redbird's. It was another sandwich shop owned by the Vleets in town that people were crazy for back in the 70s and 80s. And so people who lived in Wichita for a long time think that this is related, but it is not. It's completely its own thing. So
will you tell us the most? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's going to open in next month sometime in Normandy Center, which is, over there at Central and Woodlawn, and has Il Primo and the new McDonald's, and used to have a New Way. But they're, construction's underway. It's almost done. And I think it's going to be a really cool place.
And all the sandwiches are named after birds.
That's right. They're all named after birds. So cute.
Denise Neil joins us as we talk restaurants and food. She's, of course, from the Wichita Eagle. You can read her work there, Dining with Denise on her Facebook page. So you almost felt weak at the knees when you wrote about Insomnia Cookies and their impending opening. Huh?
I don't know if they're good yet because I don't know if these cookies are good yet because I haven't had them. But oh no, my dog. But but the cookies at Crumble Cookies are so good, and I'm so addicted that I'm super worried that I'm going to develop a new addiction because this place is really close to my house. It's opening. It's a cookie chain, and they're opening a location at the Union Station. Those former food kiosks they used to have, like little businesses would come in and out right there on Union Station Plaza. They took over all 4 of those and have turned it into a location of Insomnia Cookies, and they're called that because they're open most nights till 1 and on the weekends and Thursdays till 3 a.m., and they will deliver hot cookies to you until those hours, 1 and 3 a.m. So if you get a cookie craving late, you can just dial them up and pay them, and they'll bring you a hot cookie, which, I need a hot cookie at night a lot of times, but have never had the option to go pick one up, and now I will, and I'm scared.
How do you know that you've needed a hot cookie at night? What does that craving feel like?
See, men crave salty snacks, so you're never going to understand this, Jeff, but I crave cookies all the time, and particularly after dinner. And then your options are to drive all the way out to Crumble, hope they're still open, or make cookies, and you're too tired. I want cookies all the time.
I can relate to that. Who doesn't love cookies?
I don't think there's anyone who hasn't wanted a hot cookie late at night. If you know what I mean.
Okay, Bob. I knew you were going to take it there.
Why did you do that, Denise?
See,
I didn't mean
Jeff
to.
hates
I was hoping
stuff.
I was hoping that the people on the other end of the line would stay classy enough to not go there, but I don't know why I had such high hope. I don't know why I did.
I don't know either. You've known me a long time. You know that I can't rise above that stuff.
No, you
can't. Denise, you went to the Taylor Swift concert a month and a half ago, whenever it was, in Kansas City. I believe I remember you saying that you had not listened much to her music at that point. So, 45 days later or whatever, what is your relationship to Taylor Swift's music and just her overall pop culture aura, especially now that it's gaining steam around here?
I'm glad you asked me that. Now, I did know Taylor Swift's music very well before I went to the concert because my daughter and I have been fans since she was 7. My daughter is now 18. Okay. But I hadn't listened to much of her current music before the concert, like the latest album, so I got myself educated on those before I went so I would enjoy it more. And, of course, it was amazing. And you and Bob both know that I don't care for football. I don't understand the appeal. It's a lot of waiting and a few seconds of action and then many, many minutes of waiting. then a few seconds of action. I can't tell where the ball is. I don't, you know what I mean? It's very confusing to me. So I don't enjoy football. However, of course, I got excited with the Chiefs and Mahomes and all this stuff. And so I have been aware of Travis Kelce, of course. And I watched the Kelce documentary a few weeks ago because I was bored. And then I fell deeply in love with his brother, Jason, and became kind of a Kelce person. And so, of course, like most people on the planet, this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing has me very excited. And I really hope that they get married and have children, and she moves to Kansas City.
That would be amazing. So when you talk about,
can I get
you hadn't
here?
heard the current stuff. Are we like going back to the Lover album? Are we doing?
Oh my God! Really?
What was the education process like there?
I got the playlist for the concert up on Spotify, and I listened to it every day for a month, and then I was up to date. So that would be Lover, Folklore, Midnight. I feel like there's one other one.
Willow, I think, or something like that.
I mean, the names of the albums. Yeah, the names of the albums.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember the other one, but it might have been Willow.
Folklore, Midnight, and Lover, and something else. But anyway, yes, so I'm all up to date now. But
Denise
how do you
Neil
guys
with us
feel
from
about
Wichita
it?
Eagle. I don't care.
How do you guys
I'm excited.
Feel about it?
I love Taylor Swift, and that's never been a
secret.
secret.
You going to be a Chiefs fan now?
No, but I'm always going to be a Taylor Swift fan, and for some reason, I am rooting for this relationship. I don't really understand it, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I hope it works out.
Me too.
So let me ask you
everyone
this.
Feel good. It's making everyone feel good. I teach a cooking class on Monday nights online for WSU Tech, and I just brought it up with the ladies in my class, and we talked about it for 45 minutes.
Oh, good. I mean,
it's good stuff.
It's heartwarming, no question about it. Let me ask you this.
I'm going to be disappointed, and it's not going to work out.
Oh, well. Let me get back to food.
You can't just cut this off.
I hope it works out, but I'm not going to, lose sleep.
I will.
Let me ask you about any updates you have. I, of course, drive by 13th and Amadon quite frequently, and I've seen work happening over there at the new barbecue place. They've covered up the windows. Today they were doing some painting, working on the outside of the building, and it appears that we are on the cusp of something.
You might be right. I need to check back in with him. I checked in with him a few months ago, and he said he was getting going on it, and it would be this fall. So I will give him a call and see if we're getting real close. But yeah, I mean, that guy's not giving up. It's happening, Bob. You're going to get your barbecue place called Barrel Boys.
Something like that. And then are there any other updates, any other notable reopenings, openings? That's my way of asking you, because we have so few restaurants in our area. Have you heard anything on DeFazio's? Is Neighbors definitely a thing of the past? Town and Country. What about the
Town and Country?
What about the new? Hold on, I'm still asking my question. What about the new steakhouse at 29th and Tyler? What can you give us on any of that?
Bob, I don't have inside information on your DeFazio's and Neighbors' dreams, but I do not feel that that's going to happen. It's been too long. It's just not going to be a thing. I'm very sorry. Okay? I'm really sorry.
Very difficult for me.
What about the other 11 restaurants he asked about?
I don't have any confirmation on the steakhouse situation. I don't put stuff out there that's just speculation. I have to
I know you
get
don't.
it proven. So I
you
don't
might
put
have
stuff out
something
there until I have some facts.
concrete.
There's no facts. No, there are no facts to be shared, and as soon as there are, I will share them. I did just put up a story about a new Indian restaurant. I know you don't care about that, but it's going into the old Angry Elephant South, and it looks kind of interesting to me. I know you don't really like Indian food, or do you? Maybe you do.
Don't think I've ever had it.
I would love to try Indian food, but I don't know where to go.
Only if they have fried rice would he love it.
That's not true.
I think you would like it, Jeff, because what Indian food is a lot of, it's a lot of exotic spices, but it's a lot of like soups made with heavy cream. You know what I mean? And that is really good.
Okay.
Do you like the flavor of curry?
I don't know.
He doesn't.
I don't know.
Good.
I've not
It's
had
really
it,
good.
so I can't answer that
You ever had
100% accurate.
Tanya's Soup Kitchen's chicken curry over rice?
Ooh, I think I might have.
Well, if you like that, you like curry. And Indian restaurants specialize in curry and this super soft, amazing bread called naan, N-A-A-N. That's like some of the best bread you'll ever eat. You dip it in your curry. Well, this new place called the Mango Tree specializes in stuffed naan. So you can get your naan stuffed with pepperoni, chicken, jalapenos, all kind of coconut. So that's something we don't have around here, and we will soon. They're going to open in a couple
fantastic.
weeks at 47th and Broadway, down by that Applebee's.
There you go.
I'm excited about that one. I love Indian food. We don't have a ton of it around here.
Hey, Denise, thank you. We appreciate having you on, updating us, giving us new information on restaurants, and certainly a lot of thoughts about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I could talk about that for several more hours if you want to call me back later. I've got a lot more thoughts on that topic.
Thanks, Denise.
You're welcome.
All right, there's Denise Neil from the Wichita Eagle. We'll take a break. Hour number 2 coming up. We'll have a game at around 3:40 today. We will visit with Mike Pelfrey, Shocker legend, longtime big leaguer, today named the head baseball coach at Cape and Mount Carmel. Back in a minute.